Hi everybody, I'm Darren Moore and you're watching Reggae Boys Commentary.
This video is brought to you by MPEC Printery, specializing in t-shirt printing, posters, and shipping from the USA. Call 876-775-6692 or 876-337-7374. Andy Gone Nuts, 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is also brought to you by BLC Jamaica Security Electronics, specializing in alarm system, video surveillance, camera system or CCTV, barrier system, gate automation, and access control. Call 876-320-7711. That's 876-320-7711 or 876-351-1105. That's 876-351-1105. Hey everyone, how's everybody doing? I'm Simon Preston and welcome back to Reggae Boys Commentary. This is the channel where we come together to discuss everything in relation to Jamaican football. This is your hub for everything Jamaican football related, your number one source for everything in relation to Jamaican football. Yep, that's right, folks. That is absolutely right, folks. This is where we are right now, and I hope everybody is doing well and that everybody is staying safe as well. You know, it's great that we have everybody and that everybody is also doing well. And I think it's important that we have a discussion and we get to know and have a bit of insight into some conversation as it relates to players. And this is another player that we're going to talk about this point in time. And this is Lee Buchanan. Yep, that's Lee Buchanan. Let's see what you guys in the comments are saying. Chatty W says, Notification Gang Live. How are you doing, Chatty? All is well? Guys, if you haven't already, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, quite simple. Hit that like button and also subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell so that you all are informed with everything that is taking place. Jade Green says, Season's greetings, Simons. How are you, Jade Green? I hope you're doing well. All the best to you. All the best to your family for the new year. Wishing everybody watching this video good health, happiness, and success. I wish that for everybody that is watching this video right now, and I hope everybody gets exactly, lives up to their ambitions and goals and are able to achieve them, so that is my wish for everyone. Afternoon, Simon, hope you're doing great, says IS Abs. I'm doing well, and I hope you and your family as well are doing okay, and hopefully that you guys are also, being able to doing good as well. Mr. Galaxy says, happy holidays, everybody. Hope you're doing well, Mr. Galaxy. Really, really enjoy the insight and the information that you guys give as well. And in terms of, I know you guys are interested in terms of the content and updates on the videos and so on and so forth. I will certainly get to those so that you guys can be able to, press forward in the grand scheme of things. And MPEC TV, hope you're doing well, sir. All the best to you. And hope you and your family are also doing quite well as well. And as like I said, for everybody in the chat, wishing everybody good health, happiness, and success. Brownman Security 33, good sound, says, bless up yourself, Simon. Bless up. Hope you are doing well and hope everybody is doing okay. Has everybody had a restful period of time so far? Or Has everybody been busy working, like myself? But whatever the time frame and whatever has happened, I hope everybody has been doing quite well. And I hope that everybody, is able to look at the new year, set good ambitions, and I'm sure the Reggae Boys, something that we can be able to look forward to. That's something that we're going to have to aim towards and look towards the future with the national team. And I'm sure more information will be coming our way as well. Mr. Galaxy says, the move surprised me coming from a struggling Derby County side. Yes, we're going to talk about Lee Buchanan in just a few minutes. Just let me just get through a couple more comments and I'll get right into the matter in relation to Lee Buchanan so that you guys are abreast about him and other details ahead. MPEG said you rested. Very good. Very good. That's something that I hope to do over the next few days / weeks. That is something that is on my agenda. It's just been work from my end. Ty, how are you doing, sir? Big up yourself, Ty. Guys, everybody in the chat needs to say big up Ty right now because Ty is an absolute legend. The man came all the way from Jersey to New York to pick up Simon Preston from the airport for the Argentina-Jamaica encounter. The man personally waited on me outside of the stadium after I had to do interviews with players and so forth. Ty, big up yourself. You are a general, you are a legend, and you are a brilliant human being. So big up yourself, big up your family, and I hope everybody your side is also doing well. Echo Reeks, how are you doing? Hope you and the family are doing well. Dre, any weather sports? Check. Hope you're doing good. I got the package, sir. I got the package, so you know where to be next week. Big up, Ty. That's right, big up, Ty. Ty, you are absolute legend, sir, and an outstanding ambassador for Jamaican football. So, any of the subscribers here in the chat from Fort Lauderdale? Any of the subscribers in the chat here in Florida, by any chance? Any subscribers here, Fort Lauderdale, Florida by extension? Anybody in the chat? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let's hear what you guys got to say where that is concerned. So, Lee Buchanan. Let's talk about Lee, folks. Yeah, man. Big up, Ty. Big up, Ty. You are a G, an absolute legend. Cool. So let's talk about Lee Buchanan, guys. So you might say, who is Lee Buchanan? Well, that guy on your screen is Lee Buchanan. Lee is 21 years old. He's a defender, and he plays for Bundesliga club Werder Bremen. And just to give you a little bit of a tidbit in terms of the city in particular, I want to just give a bit of a background in things. Maybe it's on a parallel with things, but I just want to give you guys a bit of insight. So, as you know, there is a city in Germany that is called Bremen, and it's located in the northwest of Germany. So it's located in West Germany. And there have been Germans in Jamaica from the 1830s. So after the abolition of slavery, this resulted, as you know, in a labor shortage. And what happened was that the Indians and Chinese came to the island. And what happened was that Lord Seaford, who owned an estate in St. James, settled a European settlement in Westmoreland. And in order to combat the shortage that took place, he invited 1,000 Germans to Jamaica. Now, over 80% of the Germans that came to Jamaica came from Bremen. And what is now known as Germantown or Seaford Town, they are the third generations, and in some cases, even the fourth generations of Germans, maybe even fifth generations, that came to Jamaica and settled in Seaford and Germantown in Westmoreland. So, and even to this day, they carry European features such as the blue eyes, the blonde hair, the freckles, the light complexion. So that has been quite, significant there. I'm sure you guys would know Herbert Eldemire, who was a Jamaican politician and was Jamaica's first Minister of Health from 62 to 72. German heritage right there. Thomas Guru, biochemist, German heritage. George Steibel, German heritage. Julian Radlin, Yep, German heritage. So Super Dubs, yeah, German heritage. Charlene Radlin, who is a beauty pageant contestant, was Miss Jamaica 2015. That's Charlene Radlin. So Germans have had an impact on Jamaica and have had that sort of presence within the island. So why do I say all of this? We know the similarity because, like I said, Bremen was such an important sort of city in terms of Jamaica and being able to distribute and the culture of Germans within Jamaica. At Simon, on my way to the AAA, the king is in town. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. So, Lee Buchanan, born in England, born in Mansfield, England, which is in Nottinghamshire. So the first club that he played for was Derby County, and he played for the Derby County senior team from 2019 to 2022. Now, in that time frame, he made 75 appearances for the club, and he scored one goal in the process. That one goal came within the League Cup. And August this year, he joined Werder Bremen. It wasn't a compelling case because it was a free transfer. There was a legal loophole allowing Buchanan out of his contract following the sale of Derby County, and Derby would not be entitled to any compensation for the transfer, with them asking for a FIFA tribunal in order to receive a fee. However, and as we know, late in July, it was confirmed that Derby would receive full training compensation, and it's understood to be a six-figure fee. So six figures, yeah, I think it will be just under £1 million in that frame. And as he joined, he scored his first goal for Bremen August 20 in that 3-2 win over Borussia Dortmund. So as a defender, he can play anywhere in the back line. So that versatility is absolutely critical. Ole Werner is been high in praise for what he has done since moving over to the Bundesliga. So it's quite great in terms of what he has been able to do. Bremen right now, they're ninth within the table. That's where they're right now, ninth within the table. And if they kick on the second half of the season, could get Europa League places. That's how good that they could be within the latter part of the season. So that is something that is and could happen. So we'll look forward to that in particular and see what happens. And we'll get on in the grand scheme of things here. So yes, he is a left back, but he has the ability to play across a back four. He has that ability in itself to do that in particular. Lee is young, and I don't want to tie him to one position at this point in his career. He has a bright future ahead of him, a really, really bright future ahead of him. He's 21, and he won't be 22 until March. And I think he has and can operate as a centre half, even if it means it's on the left of a back three. So personally, I think this is something that should be thought about and analyzed quite intently. So that is something that we can bear in mind before we move further, if that is something to speak about. Yeah, that is something in the works. I know there will be discussions about the clubs in particular that would be, and I haven't forgotten about it. So thank you for the reminder. So yeah. So we can look out for that in particular. Yeah, it is good to have depth. Bless up to all the ultras. Brown man, I see you. Right. So Lee, as it relates to Lee Buchanan, he's played for England at the under 19 level, at the under 20 level, and also the under 21 level. Now, as it relates to the appearances that he received for England at the under 21 level, these came in 2020, and he made that debut in November 2020. In that time frame, and as we know, this was 2 years ago, 2 years and 1 month ago. And if you're looking at the England team right now, Lee has not been called up since matches against Andorra and Albania, which is back in March. This was 9 months ago. So he has not been in the England under 21 frame in 9 years. 9 years was the last time that he was involved in the England under 21 setup. In fact, if you look at the England under 21 team right now as you speak, the overseas, well, or the England under 21 players that ply their trade outside of England are Angel Gomez, that plays at Lille right now. Yeah, the same Angel Gomez that used to be at Manchester United. And also Folarena Balogun, who plays at Ross. And Ross, he's there on loan from Arsenal. It's a compelling case because he was born in the United States and immigrated to England when he was 2, grew up in London, parents from Nigeria. So it's a compelling situation, bearing in mind that he's also played for Arsenal as well, a couple of appearances within the first team in the 2021-2022 season. And he made 2 appearances there. And as it relates to other players, especially in recent times, that have gotten the opportunity to play for England under 21s, but play their football outside of England, you have to look at Etienne Green. Etienne Green, the man from Colchester, English father, French mother, and played for Saint Etienne. Hasn't played a single minute of football within England itself. So, because he moved there at the age of 4 in France, that is. Because he hasn't played a single minute in England in terms of club football. And you have Noni Madueke, who plays at PSV. Born in Barnet in England, Nigerian heritage. So it's not a whole lot of players from an England setup that gets the opportunity who were not born, but in terms of ply their trade outside of England. Not many of them get an opportunity to play for England under 21 if they play their club football outside of England. The vast majority of England's players at the under 21 level that ply and get opportunities in the first team are those that play within the Premier League, but worst case scenario within the Championship, because you do have players within the setup of England that ply their trade at Ipswich Town, at Blackburn Rovers, at Lincoln City, at Sheffield United, at Huddersfield Town, at Millwall, at Burnley, at Norwich, at Portsmouth, and at Bolton Wanderers. And Portsmouth is League One. Let's not forget that right there. Bolton Wanderers is League One. Let's not forget that right there. So it's a situation and it's a scenario which has to be truly, truly analysed and focused upon. As it relates to England, it's Lee Carsley that is the current head coach of the England under, born in Birmingham, but Irish international. From Birmingham City lad, played at Everton for a good period of time as well, as was part of Ireland's squad at the 2002 World Cup, where they were eliminated by Spain at the round of 16 phase on penalties. So that is the situation there where he is concerned. We're in the pecking order of left backs. Do you rate Lee? Tyreek Mitchell, Rika Henry, and Dominic Thompson. In my pecking order, for me, Lee is on the same tier as Tyreek Mitchell. But if you said to me, Simon, man to man, who would I want as a left back? It would be Tyreek Mitchell. But if you say, Simon, if I want somebody that is good defensively and can be adventurous as well going forward, and his name is not James Justin, who would I want? I would have to say Lee. I would have to say Lee Buchanan. In Germany, he's playing a high line, and this, as we know, comes with its pros because he's exposed and gets that freedom to be able to press forward. At Bremen, you get it? While if he was to move back to England, there will be a bit more tactical discipline needed for that deeper role that will be required. For Jamaica, would I restrict him? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. He should not be restricted, and that is an individual that should not be. So for me, I don't think that it should be. So yeah, that's what I'll say where that matter is concerned. Yep, 9 months. 9 months being out of the England under 21 setup. He looked shaky at times when he was at Derby, but he's improving and he'll only get better. It's a compelling case, Mr. Galaxy, because you have some players that are better when they have better players around them. And at Derby, it was such a difficult, challenging situation. The club was struggling, really, really struggling, both on and off the pitch. Finance, results. It was extremely difficult environment. And that can have an effect in terms of the players and performances and their output by extension. Now, being able to go and being able to muster these sorts of performances that he has been putting in at Bremen, you can be encouraged. And these are the sorts of things that will need to be highlighted and developed upon and really, really brought to light in terms of what he has been able to do so far. This is a player that has shown great work. And for me, I personally view him in particular, and that is Lee, as somebody that should never, ever be, our eyes should not come off of this player. Lee is somebody that we have to look to for the future. This can't be underrated, undervalued, underappreciated. Lee's a good player. And I expect him, I really, really expect him to get better and improve. And there are some great signs for us to reflect upon. Bless up, Simon, just checking in. How are you? How's the family doing? Hope you're doing good. Bless up yourself, Ketref. I hope you fully enjoy the holiday in general. Are the US trying to get Balogun? There was an attempt to do that. Will they do that within the new year? I expect a challenge. However, Gareth Southgate is making that special attempt to ensure that those players of Caribbean and African heritage and also Irish heritage are not lost within the system. So the plan is to ensure that the players that are part of the pool are captied. So players that are part of the Caribbean heritage, African heritage, and also players that have Irish, Scottish, Welsh heritage are not lost in the system. And you might say, well, it's just a few caps. Will Ainsley Maitland-Niles ever play for England again? In my opinion, no. No, I don't think so. And Ainsley Maitland-Niles is not only above the age of 23, but Ainsley Maitland-Niles has also done something that puts him out of contention for Jamaica. Not only is he 25, but he's also represented England 5 times. And those 5 times came within 2020. Eric says, Gakpo. What about Cody Gakpo? Is there something about Cody Gakpo that we should be aware about? Tell me. Tell me about that. So just process that for a moment. Saint Etienne are bottom of League 2. Yeah, sure. Any possible friendlies for the boys, says Ika Reeks. So with the friendlies, there is a FIFA window that the boys can utilize prior to the encounter against Mexico in the Nations League. There is a 3 to 5 day window where Jamaica can play a game in the United States prior to facing Mexico in Mexico. And the president of the Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Ricketts, says that it's in an embryonic stage right now in terms of getting a friendly for that particular time frame. It's not been confirmed just yet, but It is something that is being planned upon within the works. How does the JFF verify these national coaches' resumes? As it relates to international national coaches, or are you talking about those that are part of the program in particular, Legos? Do clarify for that for me, and I'll answer that question within particular. So let me know your thoughts about that. Even England's senior team is difficult to get called up if the player is playing overseas. Pretty much out of sight, out of mind. English think other leagues are soft. And I think we've seen some evidence of that when you date back to the 2006 World Cup. Owen Hargreaves, for a long period of time, was the only English player that plied his trade overseas that was called up to the squad. And if you look at the present squad right now, it's Jude Bellingham that is that player that plays for England but plays outside of the Premier League. And if you're looking at the squad right now in particular, outside of a Jude Bellingham, that have been part of the squad the last 12 months. Fikayo Tomori, AC Milan, Tammy Abraham, Roma, and that's about it, really. That basically is it. Fraser Forster was in Scotland for some time, but back in England. Kieran Trippier was over in Spain, but he's back in England. Jadon Sancho was in Germany, but he's in England right now. That's right. That is the situation right there. Mark Gehi has interest overseas, but will he go? Personally, I don't think so. I think it's best if he does stay. That's my honest thought about the situation. Sam Johnstone, there's certainly interest overseas, but should Sam Johnstone leave? That's another conversation altogether to be analyzed. That's a potential video right there. Yeah. What happened to Flemmer at Toulouse? Will he return soon? So, up to the minute, whether there was a video done quite recently as it relates to Junior Flemings, where I spoke about key points in relation to what the coaching staff has said as to the reason why he has not been involved for selection, even for selection as an option on the bench. And a point that has been mentioned, there's 2 points in particular that have been mentioned. One is in relation to illness, and another point that has been raised is in relation to proper execution in training. When I translate my best French into English, that's the translation that I get, that his execution in training session has not been up to the expectations of the coaching staff. Update on Ravel. So the situation with Ravel Morrison is that we know that he had a great time at BC United in the 2022 season of the Major League Soccer. Now, as it relates to Ravel in particular, Wayne Rooney enjoyed it, and he has the option to extend his deal a further year. That option is on the table. DC United want for him to stay for another season. However, Ravel will not refuse an opportunity if an opportunity opens up within the European market again. But Wayne Rooney wants him to stay at DC United, so the fans and also the board are quite keen on him and doing so. And also the designated players such as Jeremy Garay and Christian Benteke, Jacob Green, the homegrown player, they're at the club. The designated player, Victor Palsson from Iceland, they all view Ravel Morrison as an asset to the team, which is great news. Yeah. So that is something that we should be quite happy about. But I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. The interest in terms of what could have transpired in Spain has cooled down. So that interest is not the same like it was this time last year. Siobhan Gibbon says, somebody always have to bring up a bush ball of phlegm. Lego says, I think that's a matter we should take a look at. Nitro says, Lee Buchanan is highly rated in the Bundesliga. Yes, he is highly rated, and there have been some positive viewpoints as to relates to how he has done so far within the league, especially fans at Werder Bremen. They've been impressed by the work that he has put in. And the situation in Germany is once a player is, put it in this way, once somebody is taking in the language and doing interviews within that language and talking to fans within that language, already they are getting the love of the fans. Once you put in that time and effort to show your appreciation, then that is appreciated by the fans, and that will only enable the fans to say and do good things about you. So, for that, that is something right there that is on a good note and something that we can be happy about. Has John started the process? Yes, absolutely. 150%. So that is something to be excited about, isn't it? So it's good news and something that we should all be quite happy about, you know? So it's absolutely awesome news. And how is everybody feeling about that in particular? Trinidad and Tobago's 8 overseas-born players in the September friendly versus Thailand. Yep, that is right. You know what? They're not missing around. They're not playing, and they're going to ensure that everything falls into place. So that right there is something that should be spoken about. So yeah. So yeah. Looks like Wesley Fofana is switching to Ivory Coast from France. Hopefully others learn. It might inspire some, but for others they might say why. He is going to Liverpool. Who in particular is going to Liverpool? Coaches are telling lies on their resumes, taking other person's achievements and writing it on their resumes. I do feel as it relates to assistant coaches that that is something that can be written on your resume, but it has to be said assistant coach when this accolade was done. That's personally what I feel, or analyst when this was done. Personally, that is what I feel. That's something that needs to be added to that kind of thing. Gareth needs to leave us alone, says Mr. Galaxy. He's doing his job. He's doing his job. I can understand if you're going to call up Mason Greenwood, but I never thought that Ainsley Maitland-Niles would be an England international. Big up, Sarah Blake. Big up, big up, big up, big up, big up. He is a red. That is high profile, high praise, rated on the same level as Tarek Mitchell, and by extension above Rico Henry. I am not a fan of these marauding left backs. I believe in defense duties first, then add the attacking flair. I understand. I understand that. For left backs, for me, I want that left back to be attacking. That's my perspective. If you want them to be defensive first, I can understand that. But then again, it'll come down to how Jamaica will play. And I'm sure you and others would have watched the video in relation to how Coach Hallgrimsson will set up Jamaica. Now, there's various different ways, but 4-4-2 has always been a key figure of things. And how Hallgrimsson's team looks in a 4-4-2 is that the centre halves will do that defensive responsibility and sometimes split, while the left back and right backs head forward. Does that mean that they're going to be absolutely adventurous? On a scale of 1 to 10, not 10, but 7. So if there's space to be exploited, it will be exploited. And that is something that we can really, really be encouraged by, especially where Lee is concerned. As it relates to defensive duties first and then adding the attacking flair, I would say the midfield should be that. But for fullbacks, I don't mind because I know for sure that the way that how Halgrimson operates is 4-4-2, that there will be some coverage. What will be the deal? When will the deal be official? Which deal? The Adidas deal? English think other leagues are soft, yet all their players play in EPL and they can't win a damn thing. BM, you don't worry. England will win. Updates on McGee. Will he leave to a new club? So Tyreek McGee, his contract ends at Cassiopen in the summer. Ideally, he wants to play, but he will not receive a new contract. He will do out the last 6 months, but when the transfer window opens, a lot can happen. So it could be a situation where he's off in January, but if an opportunity doesn't come his way, then it'll be a situation where the last 6 months will run out. Both local and international coaches I'm relating to. Okay. Fully understood what you're saying. Jaden Sancho of Trini roots. Yep, on the paternal side, and Jamaican roots on the mother's side of the family. Simon, what's up with Marcus Edwards? The reality of Patrick Riley is that Marcus Edwards has not been contacted by the Jamaica Football Federation. When will the Adidas deal be official? The Adidas deal will be official on January 1, 2023. Which club is Amal going to? So Amal has asked that the club makes this announcement official first. I think that they have something special planned for him in relation to this announcement, as there'll be a bit of razzmatazz and excitement about this deal. But what I can say is that he's going to go into a cold environment. So that is the hint that I can give right now. So I know that that will basically be a huge hint in the grand scheme of things, because you definitely know that it's not going to be in a state that is known for warm climate. I beg Mark Gehi doesn't play for England. He has 3 caps and still eligible for Ivory Coast. Imagine Wesley Fofana and Mark Gehi at the back for them. You know, that back line right there just gives the Ivory Coast that stability. You're absolutely right, Taya Subs. That would be an absolute solid centre half pairing. It's something worth considering. Correct, Mr. MPEC. The Adidas deal comes into effect January 1, and from there the JFF will continue to will start to reap the benefits of what this takes place. And it basically is a situation where the perks that will come with it will fall into place. And there are also some benefits that will come when performance-based benefits. So if Jamaica wins the Gold Cup, there could be some incentives win a Nations League and also qualifying for the World Cup as well. So there's some exciting times to look forward to once it's a situation where Jamaica is successful. Yeah, put it that way. Once Jamaica is successful, then there's going to be great excitement in relation to what Adidas can offer to Jamaica. So let's see what you guys have to say about that. That kicks in January 1. As it relates to Flemmer, the coaching staff is basically saying he is not good enough to play at this level and we'll send him away soon. In fact, it's always said Latin leagues is all flair, no gear. Soft as Pufta defending. Guys, don't look up what Pufta means. It's an Australian slang term. Don't look it up. Italian league is respected defensively. Germany is seen as lopsided. Bayern plus 19 other waste teams. Bayern and Dortmund, I wouldn't say that extent, but yeah. Yeah. Patrick Riley and Marcus Edwards are a fantastic player. He is ranked in the top 20 in Portugal. Yeah, he is. Funny you mentioned Italy. It's very strange to see them missing from 2 consecutive World Cups. Maybe their old defensive style of play is footing stale. Well, they're not losing games; they're drawing games 0-0 and 1-1. So that defensive approach, it's not an issue. I just personally think the persons like a Chiesa, Federico Chiesa and company, they're just lacking the goals because defensively, they're getting clean sheets same way, and 0-0 draws and 1-1 draws. Any DM options? John Russell. Any news about where Whisper and Jimenez going in Europe? This could be going to Belgium. I don't know. Hey Simon, season's greetings. Do you know if the GFF is currently having any kind of dialogue with Coach Busby behind the scenes? In my opinion, the female program needs all the help it can get. Get rid of PO. All right, Turkleman Productions. From what can be discussed publicly right now, what I can say is no, the GFF has not had any dialogue with Coach Busby. The most I can say right now is that quite soon you'll hear the truth. What's in the dark will come to light. That is what I'll say where that is concerned. So let's just say that good things are on the horizon. I create there are 16 age DMs, 2 with passports, so let's watch their progress. So who is contacting these players? Which ones in particular are you referring to? Get rid of the politics. Busby is a very good coach. He still has a lot to offer. Absolutely. Absolutely. If it was my decision, I would reinstate him to the coaching staff tomorrow morning. Absolutely. But as you know in life, everything is a process. This matter that is in front of him and the attorneys and the GFF will need to be passed first. And once this is cleared, then everything can fall into place. But absolutely, it's no secret at all that the players have respect, love, and appreciation for Coach Busby. Honestly. Hey Simon, what is the deal? I missed it. And does the coach or any other rep knows about your vids with all this info? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, of course. The coaching staff, of course, they watch Reggae Boys commentary. Absolutely. Jim Justin is a good shout, but this man can't stay fit. He's an ex Jack Wilshere. Lee is improving that. So Simon, do you think that Grim will use a CDM in the 4-4-2 formation and find a player that fits that role? Yes, I do think that he will use a four. I do think he will use a CDM. Absolutely. One CDM, not two though. Not two. So not the days of Rudolph Austin and Jason Morrison. Not the days of Rudolph Austin and Javon Watson. What's the deal with this kid, Simon? I missed the first part of the show. It's quite simple. Lee Buchanan, eligible for Jamaica, has not been in the England setup for the last 9 months. Look picked indeed. Okay. Think Rico Lewis should be considered for the upcoming World Cup qualifying. I do think he should be considered, yes, absolutely. Rico should be considered. I think we need a pool of 50 players for the 2026 World Cup qualifying cycle. That is the pool that I think should be considered. How will Usby get these players now? Cold like Minnesota? Cold like frigid cold. Cold like northeast of the US cold. Update on Lamar as it relates to Preston. Miami wants a lot of money. Preston doesn't have that money. Sorry, Simon, I was just quoting what's said in pubs about foreign leagues. Yeah, that's fine. Let me rephrase. Latins are known as lovers, not fighters. The La Liga powered up of defending. Yeah. Well said. Yeah. And I didn't say I had a problem with the word poftas. I was just saying that in Australia it has a different meaning. That's all. But there I didn't have a problem with what you said. That's all. You have any idea if Gurmy rates Cameron Archer? Yes, he's rated, but I wouldn't say he's the top priority or the cherry on top. Simon Keto is back and he looks good. Keto Taylor Hart looks good. Looks really, really good. Are we getting any closer to finding a new, younger midfielder? Are you talking senior team, on the 20, on the 17? Where are you talking about specifically? The current male under 17 coach resume needs to be verified, and some others that taking other youth coaches' credits and putting it on their resume what lies and about titles won. Coach Maren Gordon did win titles though at with the girls, and also did win titles at Garvin Maceo. And if it wasn't for Coach Maren Gordon, Lennon would not be on the map. People would never know about Lennon. The only way I knew about Lennon is that Jamaica carried a goalkeeper from Lennon High School to the under-17 FIFA World Cup in Mexico in 2011, and that was Jamal Cunningham. Apart from that, I didn't know anything about Lennon High School. I didn't know where they were. I didn't know if it was a co-ed school. I didn't know anything about Lennon High School, period. That's all. That's the best I can say about Lennon, the school in particular, and everything of that nature, you know? So yeah. Keto is back. Great news. Absolutely great news. But I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. You know, like this video as well, folks. And if you guys want or what is the deal on Tyrese John Jules, then let me know your thoughts in the comments below and get this video to 200 likes. If you want or what is the deal on Tyrese John Jules, then let me know your thoughts in the comments below and we work on that. But yeah, I know the paternal side is Dominica, but let's not forget, folks, you can't have a child without a mother and a father. I can't claim to just be English. I can't claim to just be English because I had a white father. No, I can't neglect my Indian side of the family. Just like with Marcus Rashford. When people are like, I thought he's Kitishan. Yeah, his mother's side. But you can't have a child without the father's sperm, right? So there you go. And his father's side is Jamaican. Mother and father. Nothing can happen without. It takes two, folks. It takes two. Let's not forget that. It takes two. Jamaica under 17. Big stuff, big stuff. Tyrone Williams, how are you doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Folks, just to give you a bit of insight, I don't celebrate Christmas, but I do wish everybody within the chat all the best for the new year. I wish you all good health, happiness, and success. I don't celebrate this holiday, but I do wish everybody within the chat good health, happiness, and success. But big up yourself, Tyrone. Hope you are doing well. These players like Buchanan, Edwards, Reese Oxford should be contacted. Other countries are talking about Morocco and the other African countries' use of the diaspora. And guess what, Nitro? When Morocco fielded 14 of their 26 players, which is more than 50% of their roster of players that are born in France, Spain, the Netherlands, and Canada, do you see the Moroccan players saying that the Moroccan fans, pundits, media, saying these are French rejects or Dutch rejects? No, they're embraced as their own. Am I right or am I right? I am right. Good, because I know I'm not wrong. You saw that euphoria, you saw that togetherness. Hakim Ziyech, who was born in the Netherlands, was embraced, loved, appreciated. But yeah. John Jules is a decent striker. Other better options. Was that a poor player? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can understand that. But like I've always said, Mr. Blake, when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of the qualifiers, there will be injuries, there will be suspensions, there will be players that passport are not ready yet, there will be players that miss their flights, which is why it is always imperative to have that extremely deep pool. That's why I say 50 players. A 50-player deep pool, and Jamaica will qualify for 2026. And I do think that certain players offer certain responsibilities and fit a responsibility on the field. So against Canada, I wouldn't play Tyrese John Jules. But away to Honduras, El Salvador, Costa Rica, Panama, I would play Tyrese John Jules. You know why? Because I know this is a player that is going to work hard for possession, run the channels, run down the line, and basically be a workhorse. So for me, you have a player for every game in particular. Mikel Antonio doesn't play, for me, every single game in CONCACAF. Neither does Shamar Nicholson. The different responsibilities and skill set and the dynamism, that is what makes us great. There were singing and dancing. There you go. I'm actually waiting to see what comes with the Adidas deal. Well, great things. Pika needs to help speed up the process. Yeah, and you guys would have seen the interview that was done quite recently with Ian Campbell, and Ian Campbell explained why the situation is as it is. And I can tell you guys firsthand that you have situations where on my birth certificate it says Simon Preston. Well, my name is Simon Preston, but on my birth certificate is Simone. And just because of that, my son, who was born in England, can't play for Jamaica or get a passport. This is a hypothetical example, folks. I don't have any kids right now, but I'm just saying, for an example, one of the major stumbling blocks is because of the tedious, pedantic nature that is done because of improper spelling that doesn't match the father's name or the mother's name, and because of writing that is done on the original documents. Corey Burke has gone missing in action. Jarvis Pyre says, big up, Simon. Big up. Isn't Daniel Jibison at Sheffield? Yes, he is eligible to play for Jamaica. He is very much eligible. We can talk a little more on these platforms as long as you have not contact these players properly, we won't get them. None of that passport not ready. Manfred ready themselves by 2024, no joke. And the JFF GenSec should assist the process. Personally, this is the point where the Foreign Affairs Ministry, PICO, the General Secretary, should have a meeting together at the start of the new year, highlight expectations, because think about it. If passports can be done and dusted in 10 days for track and field athletes that were born outside of Jamaica, who represent Jamaica, just like the middle distance runner for the World Championships, Adele Tracy, the situation with Jamaica's men's lacrosse team that has a World Cup in 6 months' time in San Diego, if 13 players can get their passports in a space of 2 weeks, why can't 13 reggae boys get their passports within the same time frame as well? It's quite simple. Get all the documents together, follow the step-by-step process, and follow up on it. It's imperative to be assertive. Procrastination is a word that needs to be removed from the dictionary of all Jamaican stakeholders across the globe. Need to interview the Prime Minister, Simon. He must back up his talk with action. I'll work with him. I'll work on it. I know his kids went to my alma mater, but I'll try my best. We'll see. I'll try my best. You know what? I'm going to do my best. I'm going to get cracking on it. I'm going to work on it. Right away. Yeah. I'm going to get right on it. They're singing French Reject. They're not. They weren't. They were never singing that. The let us use local players only by Gade will argue that you don't speak Arabic, so you can't confirm or deny. That's the only sort of argument that they can use. That's the only argument, and guess what? It's not being thrown in their face at all. So that's that. And it's something that is not being thrown in their face at all. It's something that is not being in that vein of manner. What's the deal on him? Who is him? The Prime Minister? Who is him? But yeah. The executives of the GFF have a role in the passport process, right? A role, yes, but they are not PICA that actually expedites the process and does the actual preparing of the passport and the citizenship. But they do have a role in this is a situation and here are the documents. So yeah. Listen, you just have to tone out the noise and do what is needed. Xenophobia and racism will always be there. But Nitro, why This situation is not racism, right? But why can't we erode xenophobia? Why not? Why can't we erode the xenophobia? At the end of the day, Nitro, if somebody is patriotic about their country and wants the best for their country, wouldn't they want the best team to take the field? Why wouldn't you want to have the best 11 to take the field? That's exactly how it should be. The best 11 possible and available should take the field at all times. That is exactly how it should be. So why should somebody say Simon is thieving a local man food? Why should somebody say that so and so no watch local football? Was anybody at Arne Gardens on Monday night? Say no more. Say no more. And honestly, shame on you. Shame on you that just want your bridging from the corner to play for the national team so that you can get a little ting out of it. Shame on you for thinking that way. Shame on you. So that you can get a little piece of his per diem or a little piece of his match fee when him come and check you upon the ends. Shame on you for thinking that way. If you want what's best for the country, then you want the best players to represent the country. It is as simple as that. So shame on you for having that sort of thinking and mentality. It's nothing but jealousy, really. The fact is, many countries who made it out of the group stages were celebrating their rejects. And guess what? They were never saying, oh, he's a reject of France B, or England C, or Germany D. Never. This means with the help of the Minister of Foreign Affairs, have a major role in the passport process. They do have a role as well. And I wouldn't use the word major, but they do have a role, yes. Xenophobia is a form of hate, even it affects their own progress. Listen, guys, and this is what I'll say here. You know, the situation is everybody's going to have to be singing from the same hymn sheet. Every person is going to have to be singing from the same hymn sheet. And if everybody's not doing that, then the project is not going to work. So if you people here are not an advocate of playing the best players of all time, best players available for us, it's not going to work. I know people to this very day that say that Montrose, Finn, and Ladale Richie should be playing centre half for Jamaica, and that Dina Williams should be starting up top, and that Jason Morrison should be in central midfield, and that Troy Smith should play left back. Yeah. The program needs a person like an Adam Stewart for sponsorship, etc. It would help. It would help. Senegal with the French rejects had fun in the World Cup. Yeah, absolutely. It was a vibe. It was chemistry. It was cohesion. It was spot on. But folks, let's hear what you have to say in the comments below. Big deal, Len. Watch the entire video from start to finish. Lee Buchanan has not played for England in 9 months. 9 months. Somebody that Jamaica should be targeting right now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, folks. And don't forget to subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary for more content.
This video is brought to you by MPEC Printery, specializing in t-shirt printing, posters, and shipping from the USA. Call 876-775-6692 or 876-337-7374. Andy Gone Nuts, 100% guaranteed fresh coconut water delivered straight to your door. Call 876-309-6128. That's 876-309-6128. Refreshing and affordable. For more information, follow them on Instagram at Andy Gone Nuts. Truly refreshing. And Crumble by Mrs. C. Old English fudge and other delectable sweet treats. Call or WhatsApp 876-586-0471. That's 876-586-0471. This video is also brought to you by BLC Jamaica Security Electronics, specializing in alarm system, video surveillance, camera system or CCTV, barrier system, gate automation, and access control. Call 876-320-7711. That's 876-320-7711 or 876-351-1105. That's 876-351-1105.